Hello, good evening, everyone. How was your day? And how is your weekend? Yeah, it has been 2 days we did not have our training, but today we are privileged to have time to do the training. And I would like to welcome all of you for today's training. Um, my name is Ambassador Stafford Joshua, and today we will be looking at the chapter 2 or the module 2 of emotional intelligence. All right, we're looking at module 2, unit 1 of emotional intelligence. This is what we'll be looking at today. So if you can hear me, let me know that you can hear me. Welcome for today's training, emotional intelligence. This is what we are looking at. Module 2, unit 1 is what we are looking at today. We'll be looking at the components of emotional intelligence. The various components of emotional intelligence is what we're going to look at today. All right, we saw in module 1 the various components of emotional intelligence, but in this module 2, what we are going to do is to go deep into those components. All right, we're going to talk more about them, bring out details about the various components of emotional intelligence. All right, we talk about some emotional intelligence components, and we say that we have what we call self-awareness, self-management, that is self-regulation, and then we talk about social management or social cohesion, and then we talk about relationship management as well as empathy. Those are the various components of emotional intelligence that we spoke about the last time. And today we are going to go deep into them. We're going to look at them one after the other. All right, so in unit 1, we'll be looking at self-awareness. In unit 1, we'll be looking at what? Self-awareness. So the various components of emotional intelligence in unit 1, we'll be looking at self-awareness. All right, self-awareness is what we're looking at. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. All right, so we'll be looking at the definition and importance of self-awareness, all right, in emotional intelligence. Yeah, for those of you that are joining us via YouTube, let me know if you can hear me. Say something so that I can know that you can hear me. Thank you very much. And then those of you that are also joining us from Facebook, let us know if you can hear me as well. All right, so now we are talking about self-awareness. Self-awareness, we say, is an aspect that has to do with being aware of yourself, being aware of your emotions and how you control your emotions, and also having an understanding what the status of your emotions are. Do you understand? That's what we're talking about. So self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions. All right, the ability to recognize and understand your emotions, your own personal emotions. Yes, that is, you have to understand yourself first before you understand others. Do you understand? So self-awareness means the effort you put in place to recognize your own emotions and the emotions that controls you, right? The thoughts, the behaviors, the strengths, the weaknesses, the motivations and the values, right? What are your motivations? What about your behaviors? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? You make effort to know about yourself, because knowing about yourself will help you to make effort to know about others. Do you understand? So that's what emotional intelligence is all about. So in this case, we'll be looking at self-awareness, and we say that it involves being in tune with your inner self. Yes, being in tune with what? Your inner self. and having an accurate perception of who you are as a person. Yes, nobody can know you more than you know yourself. All right. Although some of us live in self-denial, some of us live in self-misconception. All right. We claim what we are not. We impersonate. Do you understand? That is to say that you don't know yourself. You don't know what you are and who you are. Do you understand? So know yourself. Knowing yourself will help you to take decisions that will validate with your emotions. Do you understand? So that's what it is. So know about yourself. Know what you want. Know who you want to be or how you want it to be with you. Do you understand? So it's not by doing eye service trying to please everybody. Know yourself. Do you understand? Know what you are for and what you stand for. Do you understand? So it will go a long way to help you. So self-awareness can manifest in various ways. And what are the ways that we can experience self-awareness? Number one is emotional self-awareness. All right, you have to know your emotions. Know your emotions. Know your emotions. Very, very important. You must be aware of your emotions. The things that, the other time we were talking about the various aspects of emotions. We talk about the primary emotions, right? Which we were talking about anger. We're talking about what? We're talking about, we talk about anger. We talk about several other primary types of emotions. So maybe you can help to share with us the ones you can remember. All right, if you can remember those various types of emotions that we discussed, you can share with me in the comment section as I can see your comments. All right, so then we look at self-perception. All right, self-perception. All right, how do you view yourself? You look at yourself as someone who lack wisdom? Do you look at yourself as someone who have full confidence and wisdom? Do you look at yourself as someone who is timid and shy? Or do you look at yourself as someone who is bold and confident? Do you think you have certain skills yourself, or you lack skills? Do you understand? So if you look at yourself as someone who is inferior to a particular person, then you continue to be inferior in the eyes of that person, and you will be behaving so. Do you understand? So you must understand yourself and what you are for, what you stand for, your self-perception, what your belief system are. Do you believe in yourself? If you do not believe in yourself, then nobody will believe in you. Do you understand? So believe in yourself and in what you can do. So by so doing, you will be able to make and create impact. Do you understand? So self-perception. Perceive yourself very well, positively. Don't see yourself in a negative perspective. Some of us view ourselves, we look at ourselves as, I cannot amount to anything. I am finished. How are you finished? Nothing works in my life. How do you feel? Why are you just say? Why will you say that nothing works in your life? Anything you touch is not, whatever you do is not working. So you are just complaining and murmuring. And then you begin to perceive yourself as someone who cannot amount to anything, who cannot achieve anything in life. So by the time you get to that point, then you are in trouble. So it means that you cannot amount to anything because your self-perception has already told you that you are nothing. You are useless. Do you understand? So you continue to be useless because your inner self, the way you perceive yourself, already is a clear indication that you will amount to nothing. Do you understand? So self-perception is very, very important. Perceive yourself in a positive way. Tell yourself, even when things are not working, say that it must work. I always tell myself that nothing dies in my hands. Do you understand? I say to myself all the time that nothing dies in my hands. Once you put something for me to manage, it must work. It must work. Nothing dies in my hand. I always say it. That is my self-perception. Do you understand? So anything I'm doing, whether it's working now or not, I know that it must work because in my hands, it must work. That is my self-perception.